Good morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on the 10th of February, 2022. We got some pretty crazy looking clouds early this morning, but the sky's not red. Kids and I are out for our morning walk.
Good morning.
And wrote some notes down. Got up early, was looking at the news, and boy, you run into some real stuff. One of the things I see old Poochie, he wants a fourth booster. What a salesman. I mean, he just ain't going to quit, this guy. Unbelievable. And then I see old Trudeau. Where the heck did I write this down? Oh, yeah, that was the one thing they're really starting to show now on the news is this, he was taking a knee for BLM and really supporting those guys a lot while they were rioting, burning, and looting. And now these peaceful protesters, the truckers, with no crime really happening. Crime's dropped 90% up there and all this stuff, and boy, he wants them out. Good. They had a thing on there where the cops had to return the fuel, and the judge said you don't not just return the fuel by dumping it somewhere. You got to bring it back where you got it. So they were bringing that back for these guys. So that's a good thing. But I also saw that a lot of the Ottawa cops, like 50%, are resigning, and it's probably the 50% that are the good guys. So be prepared for the jackbooted thugs to really come out and force on these people. I see in New Zealand they were arresting people in front of their parliament. So, it's just how it works. It's just how they do things. So, but another thing too, be careful on Telegram. They have a site that they had taken the truckers convoy thing off of Facebook, because that's what I'm seeing on there anyway. And then he said, okay, we've moved to Telegram. So I opened it up and joined it. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it in a million years. It spammed the living crap out of me. I couldn't see anything in my news feed other than them. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It would say there was 143 of them, and then I'd scroll down a couple more, then it was 256, and then it went over 1,500. They just spammed the shit. This is all you're going to see on your news feed. And I had to click on about 30 or 40 of them, reporting spam and all this, unjoined to as much as I kept unjoining on all of them. So don't touch that thing with the 10-foot pole. I think I finally got rid of it. But, boy, what a waste of time. What a waste of time that was. So be careful of that one, guys. Let's see what else we got. And Alberta up in Canada, they're going to stop most of their mandates, which is good. And let's see. It's a little bit dark.
Come back.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I was reading. Trudeau, he's supposed to have a monopoly on shutting down your life, your business, your livelihood. He's saying that the truckers, that's what they're doing. Well, that's what he did for 2 years. This guy, I'm telling you what, guys, if you can't see who and what this man is by now, then you're lost. You're absolutely lost. And there's still people defending him. They're still defending him. There's still people saying, I want the fourth booster. If they have a 15th, I want that too. There's some that you just cannot be saved. And they're saying this thing that they're nailing you with, it's going to change you. It's going to totally change you at your gene level. So, I'm still not into this thing at all, guys. That's my opinion. But let's see. Oh, the other. Hey, take a listen to this, guys. This GoFundMe. Think about this for a minute. GoFundMe, when they stop the money for these people, it just shows you that no way in a million years can we have a cashless society. No way. Because look what they did with all this money. $9 million. They attempted to steal it, give it to their liberal buddies, right? So don't ever go for any of this cashless society crap. You got to watch. And the other thing up Canada, and then I'm about done with that, is this Queen of Canada. Okay? Don't fall into this baloney. I watched her. I was thinking, man, was she off her Prozac? She was all, like a turtle. And I wasn't buying her. And then she's got some military guy saying he's with her, and they're going on. Well, if you look at her site, she's from the Liberal Party. So if you donate any money to this broad, it's going right to these libs up there, so they can squash your rights even more, and you're going to pay for it yourself. Talk about being a slave. So be careful of this broad. She's just a shill. This is the controlled opposition that we always talk about. A lot of these sites, I think, are. This big deal with Joe Rogan. What a puss. He was supposed to be this big tough guy, and he's just nothing but a puss. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, screw you. Another, I think, controlled opposition. So, just watch these guys. And then our government, they're changing the definition of terrorist. Anybody sowing dissent against the U.S. government. That's a new terrorist, see? This is how they do. This is how these socialists do. They keep changing your language on you so you don't know what's up. And word speak and word think and all this stuff they talked about years ago. This is what's happening now. It's a big communist setup. What's going on? The whole deal is set up on that. And will there be another Jenny on your side? Hey, that always comes when these totalitarian regime takes over. That follows them wherever they go. And your history books don't want to teach you all the stuff about that. They just don't. They don't want to teach you. I remember when you seen the Vietnam guys coming back, and the hippies were all these socialist hippies were saying, "Oh, you baby killer," they were doing all this stuff, but none of them think about Stalin and Mao and how many millions they killed. They're trapped shut on that because their brains were just filled with so much gunk, and they bought it. And this is what the communists want. They want to control your thoughts. So wake up, guys. Wake up and smell the coffee. All right. So another thing, we're getting Obamas all over. They're talking about stuff that's going on now. That they're seeing so many of these really weird clots with this white stuff in them, and young people said they've never seen so many young people. The insurance companies are going through the roof, and they're blocking stuff. They're blocking some of these accounts where these people are talking about that. So watch out. I don't understand why they're so afraid of the truth. And this stuff. These guys. You just look at the stuff. They got pictures. They're showing you. Get out. Okay, and then Biden. He raises. I seen a thing a long time ago about taxes on doctors was already 50-60%. Doctor making $1 million a year, he's going to pay between $500,000-$600,000 a year in taxes. And now Biden just raised his taxes some more. Probably because they're getting such big kickbacks, so Biden wants a bigger cut. Of course, now you got to be careful because the windmills cause cancer, so watch out. And they're also saying from this thing that they're given, that one big Maine virologist, the guy from France who just passed away on the 9th, he's saying, if you got your third booster, go down and get a test for HIV. You'll be surprised. He came right out and said that. Now, he's gone, but, they're claiming this stuff, that's what it's made with. Guys, if you're not seeing what they're trying to do by now, you never will. You're just never going to get it. You're going to say I'm a nutbag. But I'll tell you what, a lot of the stuff I talked about, tons of the stuff I talked about early on, it's all coming true. People are waking up and they're starting to see it. And for most of my life, they were telling, you're a nut. You're some kind of crazy nut. And so-called friends just didn't want to talk to me anymore. And all this stuff, all the crap that's been going on since I was a young man. All this stuff about the moon and all that baloney. So it's coming out. So wake up and look, it's all been, it's just, this is the Matrix, guys. We're living in the Matrix. They don't make these movies for nothing. It's just like The Simpsons predicting everything. They can't help but to tell what's going on. So, and then we're starting to see the Department of Justice. They were fudging their numbers and covering things up. Now they're saying from years past of soldiers going to see the doctor for problems went up 998%. Okay, and that's just since this rollout, what they'll call the rollout. So here we go again, And the other thing that gets me the talk of Maxwell and the border is going down. There was some lawmaker that's trying to pass a law that says it probably will never go through, but it's trying to say that they're not going to give any money to the soldiers for Ukraine until we fix our own border. Yeah, here we go, bread and circuses type stuff, but we don't have any bread, so I'm not buying it. You know, they always got one of these guys that'll jump up and they want to do something really good, and then it never goes through. You know, this whole thing, this whole left versus right, blue versus red, you know, donkeys and elephants and all this stuff. Guys, they're just been playing us for all these years. You know, it's all about the currencies, the fiat currencies, and it's a money thing. All these wars where they send the kids off to, it's just a money thing for them. You know, they're all buddies. You know, they're going to make a deal. These guys are going to make a deal to have this war, right? And who's going to pay for it? You guys are. So don't fall for these. Don't fall for these people. Okay, that's pretty much it. I had wrote down a few things I was reading about, but we're having a nice morning. Kids and that puppy dog. I'll tell you what, we've been just having a blast with her. She's the alarm clock for the kids in the morning. When I come down the steps, she jumps up, and then right after she does that, she goes over and wakes the kids up, and she's really good at waking the kids up. It's kind of fun to watch her because she's real gentle, and she just keeps nuzzling them. She got Dorothy up, then Maddie. Moo. She didn't. She left him be because Mama wanted him left to be for something. He was pretty scratched up from that fall in the stuff, and glad he didn't hit any nails or anything that could have been rust or anything like that. But she was pretty worried about it, and you know, it just sucks. It sucks here. I had some people tell me about, oh yeah, go to the Barron guy and all. These people have done that already. They've done all that. Nobody shows because nobody cares. These Demeter Land, they got all these places sold already. You know, they put them up for sale. Boom, these things are all gone. All the lots are sold. Everything in here is sold. Not this end. Demeter Land doesn't have this. But who the heck would want to come in here anyway when there's no water? We're hearing that the owner of this area, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do anything in the water. He don't live here. You know, what does he care? He wants to, you know, get the lots sold off, and what does he care? He'll, you know. So it's just a raw deal, and that you run into that anywhere you go in the world. You know, they, like in the States, they call them slumlords. You know, they just want to collect the money and they don't care about anything else. You know, and you run into that here also. So it's a royal shame, but this is what we're dealing with. Somebody really got on me. You know, you're an effing complainer. I deleted it. I didn't ban him from commenting again. I just deleted the comment because this. But you know, and you S-Bats, all you do is complain. But you know what this is, guys? This is a warning. That's what this is all about. This is a warning for you guys. You know, it's just like here when you come here. You know, I was going to do another Dangers to Expats in the Philippines, and part of what I want to do is, you guys, a bunch of new guys are going to be coming here. You want to retire? Careful of the water. Be real careful of the water. And even your water places, okay, that get you. They call the reverse osmosis water, they call it mineral water. It's like the opposite. So that's what you ask for. This up here, you can buy alkaline water. You can get all different kinds of water up here from this from our neighbor guy. It's a good place. Some of these places, they don't do it right. They run it just through a single tap filter, and that's it. It's not a big reverse osmosis. You want the reverse osmosis. So, but be careful of the water because you don't want to get an amoeba. That's pretty nasty. There's a snail. Hey, look at that little fella. That's a tiny one compared to the ones in Carmona. Those, we had monstrous ones there. But they are nasty. They crawl. They get on anywhere on your stuff, and they leave a trail of like death on the plants. They're pretty nasty. We used to get slugs too when I had my garden. And the trick on those dang things is I used to get a pie tin, put it out in the garden at nighttime, right around dark, pour some beer in there, and when you wake up in the morning, 50 of the damn things that are in there drowned. They can't help but to go to the beer. That was a trick I had to get slugs, because, you know, I really liked broccoli. And what they do is they climb down in the broccoli, and you know, they just rot it, so you can't really eat it, and it doesn't grow past where they rot it from their stuff. But one time I had these hornets, and on the side of the house, and I was going to knock it out of there. And I was in the garden in the morning picking up the beer thing for these slugs, and there was I used to go in there with a pair of long hemostats to pick them out and then try to wash it off as best I could, because I grew a lot of broccoli. I love the stuff. And I saw one in there, and this hornet come buzzing up, and I'm like, whoa. And he went in there. He went into the broccoli right where I was sitting, and he backed in and started stinging the crap out of this slug.
And, got more fleas.
Okay. And then he turned around and started ripping bites out of it. I was like, oh, okay, better not kill those guys. And I never remember ever being stung by one of those guys. So, you know, leave them babies alone.
We got to bath her.
Yeah, we'll bath her. We're going to bath her again.
She has ants.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, our little puppy dog, we cleaned her up. I hit her with some really good soap, you know, for the like for fleas and mange and all that kind of stuff. We got it when we were down at the vet, and then I got another one shipped in, came yesterday. So my little thing for the bicycle to raise it up even higher is not the right size for the handlebar. It's just a tiny bit too small, and I'm not going to file it out and open it up. I'll keep it for one of the kids' bikes if they want to raise theirs up later. I just threw it in the cupboard. And because the handlebars here, you know, and there's so many different sizes. One company has this size, another company has this size. They don't standardize any of this crap. So, and then I looked online to find the size, and nobody has it. Nobody has that particular size of handlebar. The only way I could do what I want is to replace the handlebar, and I'm not going to bother with it. You know, the bike's pretty cool now. I got some nice rear view mirrors on it. And it's up high enough now where I'm not leaning forward so much. And, you know, that's just, for me, that's just horrible on the back. You know, I got to be sitting straight up. A lot of people used to tell me, man, I can't believe with your bad back you ride a motorcycle. Well, you know something? When my back was in its worst state, where I was just in the worst trouble, I couldn't travel in a car. You know, I just couldn't do it. But I had back then, and so, a lot of people said the bike was never made. But I had one. It was a 650 ST from Yamaha, Street and Trail, and it had that beautiful 650 XS motor on it. And I got it from a dealer, but he couldn't sell it as new because it was, you know, had a couple hundred miles on it. And he said they got it. He believed it was a show bike, and it was red, white, and blue. It was a beautiful bike, and it had the, you know, 21-inch front and 18 rear. It was like a dirt bike, and that thing was really nice riding on a cloud. I had the suspension set to the softest you could go. It had adjustable suspension on it, and the motor on it was absolutely fantastic. Sounded great, ran great. They had put like a 2-in-1 exhaust and brought it way up high, like the Scrambler bikes. And I wished I'd have been able to keep that somehow. You know, that was a really good bike, and nothing ever went wrong with it. I just kept riding it, tires and brakes and cables and stuff like that. But other than that, let's get over the side. Other than that, everything went good on that bike. Motor was absolutely fantastic. But anybody who knows those motors, come here, get out of the road. Wonder what's his hurry here? See, this shit's bullshit. You shouldn't be doing 60 miles or 60 things an hour. That's way too fast in here. I don't get these guys. But they're making their drops of their workers. So, but yeah, look at this beautiful morning. Yeah, we usually get out in the mornings. We haven't been filming it too much. We want to go. I believe Amy is going to come today for a visit. And yeah, afternoon, I believe. And then we're looking at my wife has been going around. We want to get these kids out, you know, because this is baloney. So she's been scouring the web and everywhere. And a lot of places, if you don't have the jab, you're not going to these resorts and stuff. But she found a couple of resorts that said, no, you don't got to have that. That's a little bit of a ride, but we're thinking this weekend we're just going to take off to one of these that don't require a jab and let the kids, let the kids just, we want to swim, but I would rather go to the ocean. Last time we went to the ocean, we had a blast. It was really nice. My camera, of course, flooded with water. That piece of junk Fuji camera that I had. So that was completely ruined. Threw it in the garbage. Yeah, go ahead. So, but this one I don't, I worry about taking these things and getting them ruined, with the water. But this one has a case on it. The only thing, you can't hear anything. I don't know why they didn't do something on these cameras to have like a Bluetooth mic you could put inside your scuba thing, or get a full face scuba thing so that you could talk. Because when you're underwater, all you're going to get is pictures, and I guess maybe you could come back and add audio to it. I haven't tried to do that yet, but maybe it can be done. I was always thinking it would be cool to do a video and then voice it over, but I haven't played around with that too much yet. I got a bootleg Vivio card. I had a couple cards come. One of them said come out of China, so I canceled it. And then this Vivio card, they didn't say a thing. They said it's packed, and then they said it was shipped. Well, then it said custom clearance. Well, I got the dang thing, and you cannot turn on the 4K. So that tells me it's a bootleg, because I have one Speed Class 3 card, and it's a Samsung, and I can put it in the camera and I can get 4G on and turn it on the camera. But any other cards I have, like the Speed Class 1s, you put them in there and you can't do anything with them. It won't even allow you to turn it on. It gives you an error code, so that's a bummer. But I do have two Sony coming. They're coming out of Manila. It's just a lot of these companies, when they go to ship the orders, you give them the damn order. Give them the order over a week ago. I gave them the order 11 days ago, and they just shipped it. They just yeah, we'll get to it. We'll wait till we get 5,000 orders going to that area before we do anything. So some of these companies kind of suck. And what I do is I just cross them off my list. If you order something like that, are they that dang busy? I guess they don't need the money because they're so busy. So to me, I'll just go to somebody who's a little bit more hungry and wants to get stuff out. It's not that I'm in a real great hurry for all this stuff, because I do have a card that'll do 4G in the one camera, but I'd like to get the other camera going. We're still waiting on our wristwatch thing. When I tested the battery was shot. And when I took the wristwatch, the one that came with this camera, and put the battery from the other wristwatch in, it worked. So it's the battery. But when I went down to the place, I just wanted a battery, and they said, no, we got to replace the whole unit, which to me is just absolutely ridiculous. Just give me another battery. But I couldn't find the battery. So we're still waiting on them. I'm still waiting on them. They said 8 days. Well, it's been 8 days already, so I don't know. It's pretty close to here, though. If we go to, next time we go out to do shopping, I'll probably just go over there and ask them how it's coming. I don't like to pester people on that, but I have a wristwatch, the one that works already. But the cool thing is now, I don't even think I need the wristwatch anymore. I'll probably take them out and put them in a box somewhere, because the new program that came with this camera, when I got this one, it has where you're on the phone. It shows you everything just like that little tiny one does on your cell phone, and you could turn it off and on. You can do the volume up or down, and there was a difference. When I got this first camera, the date was set for 2016. When I got this new camera, the earliest date you could set it for was 2020. So it's a newer model. They didn't say that they upgraded it or anything, but the program. I imagine if I was still getting cam magazines and stuff like that, I've probably had something in there about it, if anybody knows about it. But they really did update, and I loaded the brand new Sony sight thing. The old one doesn't have a lot of stuff on. The new one, man, you can do stuff. There's even some kind of editing. I haven't really played with it that much, but they got editing stuff in there. So, you know, I still say, guys, these Sony cams, you know, with the mechanical instead of just the digital things from keeping it bouncing around, and this mechanical one is great. I still wouldn't put this on the handlebar of the bike. I remember British Biker, his little mechanical thing got all jocked. But if you looked at some of his earlier videos, I don't think he was on the helmet. I think it was on the handlebar. So I'm not sure. I haven't seen some of the old videos in a while. You know, he moved over to Rumble, and it just sort of killed him. You know, here we got to just mind our P's and Q's as much as we can. I mean, I'm probably on the edge of everything. You know, they hit you for every damn thing anymore. You know, they hit me. They did a thing when I popped it up the one day. It said you can't load and you can't do all this stuff, and I was like, oh crap. You know, they're shutting me off again. And I'm thinking, what the heck did I say now? And then I shut it off, and I thought, oh, here we go. I'm going to have to go set it up for Al Gore Beaks. And I have the other phone set up for that one. And when I went to open it, it was already on the rickshaw, and it just opened, and everything was fine. So I don't know what they were doing there. I have no idea. But maybe a warning shot across the bow. These things, like with the, they're saying the truckers were shut down by Facebook. And why are these guys so afraid of this? You know, why are they so afraid of people just talking and having a conversation? And then they're saying, oh, you know, it's all fake news. And I'm getting all kinds of stuff coming back saying, oh, what you're putting out is fake news. Says who? They came right out and said these fact checkers, it's only their opinion. They come right out and said it in a Senate hearing. You know, and they get to shut you down. They get to shut you down because you're not towing the liberal line, just like what Trudeau's trying to do. You don't toe their liberal line, you're out of here. You know, and they're going to arrest people. They had some woman out there, I think it was Arizona, where she was whistleblowing on the stuff because of this election stuff. And guess what? They arrested her. They arrest the good guy. And that's what they're going to do, guys. That's what totalitarian regimes do. They arrest the good guy, and they throw you in the gulag. And then that's where you sit and rot. You know, and you look at these socialist countries. Look at this Cuba. You know, everybody touts, oh, what a wonderful place Cuba is. That place is a crap hole. You look at pictures. People are getting drone pictures of the cities. They're falling apart. 60 years of that, and these places are falling apart. And people want this. Oh well, we can do a better job than they did. Yeah, no. You know, you guys are falling for it. You know, you kids that are going to school, you need to really look into some history books, not the crap they're trying to teach you in school. I'm to the point now where I don't think public schools, you should even go to them. I think those are all run by the dang commies, and they're not teaching you what you need to know. You know, why aren't they teaching you how to make money? Why aren't they teaching you how to avoid taxes? You know, stuff like that. Hey! Get back! See, I don't like that, how she likes to chase the people on the bike. Hey! Shakes! Yeah, she can really be a bonehead sometimes. But, you know, she doesn't do it to every one of these guys here. You know, that's one of the guys there that gives you the Shakes, come here! Hey! Here comes the bike. This will get her mind off of it. But some of them are not. Some of these guys, especially down on this end, you know, they're something. My wife was talking to the dude about us having to do plugs in the tire. We got actually 3 plugs in the last week. I had to put in the tires. I'm glad I got a plug kit. But he said it's different crews, not his crews running here. It's all still Demeter land, but it's different crews, and he has nothing to do with these people. And but I said, look, here's your mess. And you know, he's sorry. He says they're not giving us anything to get it out of here. They won't give us a dumpster. They won't do anything. Not allowed to get in there and clean it up. You know, because you gotta account for all the hours on these guys. So you know, he's really bummed, but he's like, you know, my hands are tied. So that is a royal bummer. How this place does it. But one thing we're going to have trouble with if you look down these streets, when all these houses are in here, it's going to be a bummer getting out. It's like when we leave Wes's house. If one guy parks on this corner, you can't get out. You got to back up and go up to the next street, even in my car, you know. And people we're leaving their gates open, which hang out in the street. They should make these gates so they don't come out into the street. But mine does. They all do to some degree. But it's going to be a royal nightmare. If I'd have been smarter and still wanted to be in here, I would have been on the end street. So there's no houses across the street. Morning. But yeah, it's just going to be a mess. I was thinking get away from the chickens a little bit, but you know, we got just chicken and barking dogs and every other thing. And the more people come in here, it's going to get worse. These people that were supposed to move in on the 5th, they said it wasn't Demeter Land's fault. It was something to do with their bank. I guess they had to take a loan on the place, and it was something hold up at the bank. And they're still just tidying up. They could have finished that after they were moving in. So that's the trouble there. Nice, really nice couple coming in. And me, I want to know all my neighbors in here. You know, I always wanted to know my neighbors because they're your line of defense. You know, you don't want to be crappy with your neighbors. I had neighbors that were totally shitty to me when I was young, and I just kept at them. Hey, how you doing? I'd said hi to them. One lady ignored me for 3.5 years. Wouldn't say crap to me. And finally, one day she went, and I said, oh, good. And I just, every day I was all cheerful. How you doing? Good morning, blah, blah, blah. And finally, she got to where she started talking to me. You know, just hardcore hillbillies. You know, a lot of them just hate everybody. It doesn't matter what you do. They just hate you anyway. So I'm going to let you go. We're back at the house. That one's moving along. You know, these things are really moving along. These houses. We'll have some neighbors in here before you know it. I still don't know how they're going to do these houses in the back. They haven't torn down any of them yet. We know both of those lots are sold, though, because I would have loved to have bought those. You know, I don't, you know, with all the stuff that's going on in this country, I'm just afraid to spend any money on anything because it's going to be harder to get rid of it, you know, to boogie. But we put this up yesterday to keep our little puppy. I know it looks like crap, but to keep her in when we want her in, because she's coming out of here eating garbage. They throw their chicken bones all over the ground, cans, you know, soda cans and whatever, and she's running down the street with a damn can in her mouth that could cut her all up. And it's just like, okay, so unless we're with her, she can't be out. I used to just open up the door and she would run over here into the grass over there and do her business. Now I can't do that. I have to come out with her, take her for a walk. It's just a real bummer, but okay, well, I'm going to let you go. And what do you got to say?
Don't forget to pay for each other. Bye-bye.